Hi, folks. Welcome to another episode of Ferrum Wrestling 411. I'm your host, Gary Holden. With me, of course, is head wrestling coach Nate Yetzer. Nate, welcome back.
What's up, Gary?
Okay, so busy weekend. We I swear we logged a lot of hours up in Salem, Virginia last weekend.
Yes, we did.
Visit Blue Ridge Sports Southeast Duals. That's the third annual event.
Right.
We got going.
Well, this is the first year we've done the Southeast Duals, but
right.
The other one was the third.
Oh, the other one, the U.S. Marine Corps is the third
year
year one, correct. But great tournaments and
You're
everything.
Right, yeah, absolutely. Yep, it was a great try. I think it's the best one we've done. I mean, every year I think we're trying to iron out more and more details, and I think this year, and we're trying to grow it every year as well too. And you know, my goal is to make it one of the biggest tournaments in the country. I think it's a great place to have it. You know, as far as like just the area too. There's lots of hotels, lots of things to do. It's usually nice this time of year. It's still down here, so. And
the Salem Civic Center's got room for you to grow. You can actually have that. You can put 8 mats in there.
Right.
So.
Great hosts too. Like they're awesome hosts. I mean, you know, Hank Lutton and those guys up there are amazing. And
Kerry
really
Harvey Cutter.
Yep. I really appreciate all those guys' help. So.
Yep. We can't forget to mention before we forget about it here. Larry Hall, Jeff Edmondson, Joyce Edmondson, Carl McDaniel. Without that group, we just don't make these tournaments.
Absolutely.
Run very well.
I wouldn't know part of it if those guys were on board to help out. So.
I would agree. I would agree with that. So, well, let's go ahead and start off with the Southeast Duals and everything.
Yep.
You guys had a great tournament up there and everything. Come up with 3 wins, including 2 over ranked teams. Talk about you started with Lycoming, the number 20 ranked team in the nation. You come up with a 26-13 win. Any key wins there that you weren't expecting?
No, I mean obviously we expect to win everyone, but I think I was really looking forward to really 3 matchups, or actually 4 matchups. 133, Levi Engelman, we moved up to 33. He wrestled this Andrus kid who's had a really good week the week before. Really just, it was kind of a battle a little bit at first, but then Levi kind of wore him down and ended up pinning him. One of 3 pins, I think, on the day for him. So, and then the 49 was a big one that I wanted to see as well. Trevor Coral from Lycoming, who was a round away from being All-American last year. Seeing Colin, down at 49 wrestling him, and Colin just really controlled from start to finish, ended up pinning Trevor as well too. 65 was
36
one,
seconds for that pin. Yeah.
Right. And 65 was one I was anxious to see too, and the Hayden Smartwood kid who was a national qualifier for Lycoming last year, he wrestled Tolbert. He was 57 last year. He wrestled Tolbert, who was the regional champ at 65, and really, I mean, I think it was 4 or 5-0, but like I told Andrew, I think Andrew wanted to win by, he always wants to win by 15 or 10 points, which is great. But he really controlled the match, and he won every single position.
Sure.
And so he really dominated. Even though it was only 4 or 5-0, he really dominated the match. I felt like he was never in any danger of getting taken down or scored on.
Sure.
So.
And the other kid had a couple nice shots, deep shots.
Yeah, absolutely.
Andrew had great hips, sprawled out really well.
It's the best kid on their team, I think. In my opinion, it's the best kid on their team. And then heavyweight was a rematch for the regional finals. Alvino and Wazanowski, I think is the kid's name, but and Alvino closed the gap on him. Alvino just got to find a way to score on him.
Sure.
And I think he lost by 3 or 4 or 5 points at the regional finals.
3-0 here.
And here lost 3-0. So he closed the gap on him, but still he's got to find a way to find some offense and find a way to win. Really.
Sure.
But I was impressed. I think all of our guys improved, and we won all 3 of those matches. All 4 of those matches I was looking forward to. So. Or I'm sorry, 3 and 1 out of those matches. So I was pretty happy. So.
Yep. All right, Otterbein, excuse me, got the pronunciation right and everything. You guys wrestled well against them. A 33-18 win right there.
Right. Yeah.
They look strong. I was impressed.
Absolutely. Yep. This is the 3rd year of their program, so they're still a new program, and I know the coach there. The head coach there is actually from near Mansfield, Ohio, where I'm from, and he coached the rival high school that I went to, Lexington, Ohio, and he's done a great job. You can tell he's built a great culture, and it was a hard-fought match. They have 3 really big horses that they a 25, 97 heavyweight, and they beat us in all 3 of those matches. So, but I am really pleased with the middle of the lineup, the way they wrestled and came together. So
yeah, looked as though at some point in time, once we hit the mat and started to get our feeling and everything, we just started racking up some pins and everything.
Right, a lot of bonus points.
Engelman again picking up another pin for you.
Right,
it was a second of 3 that he had on the day.
Right,
he's a kid that wrestled 125 for you a couple weeks ago, and comes back here. He's been bumped up to 33, and seemed to handle the size.
Yeah, I mean, I really felt like on his recruiting trip, I told him I was like, I kind of really see as a 33, but he wanted to give 25 a shot. I just think he's really skilled. He's a great wrestler. I think kind of eliminating the weight cutting part for him, and so he can focus on getting stronger throughout the year, and really wrestle 7 hard minutes. I think is is really going to benefit him. I think he's only going to get better from here.
Sure,
so.
He didn't look like he was outsized, or
no, not
at
all.
least
Yeah.
from anybody I saw at that weight class. So
yep.
I think him walking around, whatever he's walking around at, it's a natural weight.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. Yep.
So.
Yep. But he wrestled hard, so he wrestles hard, so he did a good job.
Good. Another pin for you from Colin Saunders. Right. Andrew Tolbert had a pin.
Yep.
Austin Smith had a pin.
Right.
It just seemed like, and Blake Rosenbaum had a pin. We just got into a point where it was a close match, and you just kind of blew it open with 24 straight points there. That's got to be a really a tough thing for a team to get over when you give up 4 straight pins.
Right. Yeah. They call them. They're calling themselves Death Row or Murder's Row or something. There's 4 weights, and which hey man, these guys are battling, and they're all veterans, and so
sure.
I'm really proud of them. It's nice to know, that we have kind of that safety net. With so many young guys in the lineup, it's nice to know we have in that middle of the lineup. We can really turn a duel around or really close a duel out.
Sure.
If it comes to that, so.
Sure. When I was up at Plymouth State up in New Hampshire, we had a starting 4 that were just awesome. And sometimes we would go in as 22, 24-0, and it's tough for a team to come back after something like that.
Right, absolutely.
When you face, especially the moral dilemma of, oh my God, we just lost 4 in a row. We got to get back on the horse here and everything.
Right, and even though we have young guys down low, 25, 33, and 41 for these matches, those guys are all exciting to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like they're freshmen. But starting off 25, Jalen White. He's electric. He's fun to watch.
Sure.
And even though he lost some matches, he brings he's always positive, brings a great energy in, and he's kind of our spark plug. To get us going. So
yep. Well, you had a spark plug yesterday as well. Javian Basnight came in and wrestled 41 for you.
Right. Yeah.
Took a kid down in overtime to win the match against Audubon. That had to be an exciting thing.
Yeah,
for him.
Absolutely. Should have won at regulation, but he went in overtime and he found a way to win and did a great job. I was really proud of him and Kyle Burns, who wrestled the first duel for us at 41. Both guys are wrestling above a weight probably they should be, but they did a great job. They battled, and I think as the year goes along, they're not cutting a weight. So as the year goes along, they're only going to get better and stronger. Most guys are starting to getting worn down from cutting the weight. So I was pretty happy with those guys.
Well, we watched White yesterday. He wrestled. He was the only one of your starters that wrestled in the Star City tournament, and he battled start to finish. Came back at his 5th place match and pinned a kid. Still wrestling strong at the end of the day, and it was like his 5th or 6th match of the day.
Right. Yeah. And you lost on Sunday. You lost in the semis. You automatically fell down for 5th and 6th, or I'm sorry, 3rd and 4th. And he lost around before that, and you automatically dropped down to 5th and 6th. So I would have been. I would have liked to see him battle back for 3rd. I think he could have done it, but just the way, because we were starting to reach our max of matches, so that's the way we had to do it.
We actually had 2 on our mat for the 5th and 6th place matches. We had 2 that were double forfeits,
right,
because both had already wrestled 6 matches, and the NCAA wouldn't allow.
Yeah, it's not really it's a no contest.
Double forfeit, no contest. Yeah.
Yep. So
all right, let's go. We'll talk a little bit about Messiah. Messiah was your 3rd dual meet. You came away with a 37-11 win. Pretty dominating. I think we only lost maybe 2 matches on the day on that one.
Yep.
And talk a little bit about what that does for you. This is a team that won the regional last year, the Southeast Regional. They look so strong.
Yeah. I think we were really looking toward that match. I mean, we weren't never looking ahead of the other teams, but I was really looking forward to that match just for the fact that obviously to be the man, you got to beat the man. Messiah's the returning champs, and they lost a lot last year. They're a young team, but Coach Brunk does a really good job of getting those guys ready to go, and even the young guys. And so I think our guys were really excited to get out there and wrestle. Really excited. So
and it looked like it. Too.
Yeah. And they fed off. They fed off each other. And Jalen lost pretty big the first start to start off, but he battled hard the whole time. That's all you can ask. And so. Kind of got it going for us, and then we kind of just reeled them off, after that. So.
Well, it's funny, you lose when you have a freshman in the lineup. You lose the tech fall, you're down 5-0.
Right.
Then you have a freshman come in who's bumped up a weight class, who secures a pin for you that just erases that.
Right.
We came back and we got pinned at the next weight class, but then Colin Saunders comes in and picks up a win, and then Austin Smith comes up with a big win at 157. Had to wrestle in overtime and take a kid down, a very tough opponent. Yeah.
Absolutely. And then Blake too. Blake had to battle for 7 minutes because that kid he wrestles, and pretty good, So and Tolbert stepped up, scored like 12 takedowns, I think, is what he had. And that was huge. I mean, to go out and get bonus points, that's what leaders are supposed to do.
Sure.
And then Tavian and Larry Navino had 2 big wins, too. They had a tough day. They had wrestled some really good competition. They probably, those 2 and Colin, they wrestled probably the best competition of everybody on the team throughout the week, the weekend. So, but I was really happy. I think this team is different in a lot of ways from teams in the past. I really think that we have each other's backs, you know, and it's weird because we have a lot of freshmen, a lot of seniors, and you think that the big gap, you think they wouldn't be that close, but this team is really close, and you know, it's every week, every training session's fun because these guys have really bought in, and we believe in each other, and we're family. So.
Well, you know, it's really interesting when you mention that and everything about how guys are real close and everything. One of the greatest examples of that is your two heavyweights. You've got Alvino Matthews, who's starting for you. You've got Tyreek Nolan, who is his backup, and they are on each other's mats, you know, coaching each other, cheering for each other. They're like each other's biggest supporters, even though they're in a death match in the room to see who's the starter.
Right, and they're seniors, so this is it for them.
Yeah.
I mean, so I think that's that just speaks volumes of, you know, of them, of who they are as people, and what our culture is in the room. You know, we're super competitive in the room. I think we still need to take it up another notch, but it's not to the, you know, it's never carried off of the mat and in the locker room. You know, and I just think. You know, I just love this group that we have right now. I told him yesterday after we're done cleaning up, you know, like as a coach, you start to get a sense of the team. Like, you know, this time of year, you start to like, you know, who we are. You start to have an identity, and you know, and I just have a really good feeling about this team. Like kind of what I started feeling 2 years ago when we won regionals. You started getting that feeling around Virginia Duals. I got it where I'm like, listen, we could do it. And we could be pretty good this year.
It's a pretty good team.
And we were just, guys were developing, they were feeding off each other, and I really feel like we're doing it earlier with this team, and you know, with more talent, to be honest with you.
Sure. Well, let's talk a little bit about the U.S. Marine Corps Star City tournament and everything. Third year of this event. You had a couple guys do fairly well. You had we mentioned a minute ago about Tyreek Nolan. He made it to the semifinals, lost, came back and finished fourth, and then you had I think it was Vic Allen. Yeah, Vic Allen as well at 149 pounds, who got through to the semifinals, dropped down, ended up finishing fourth as well. And then Jalen, you know, like I said, he won 125 pounds, lost a little bit earlier on, dropped down, had to kind of go through the dogfight down at the bottom, but won all his matches to come back and place fifth, and then scored a pin in the fifth and sixth place match.
Yeah, I mean, I think all the guys battled. You know, we got some of our freshmen are really raw still too. You know, like a lot of them have like 2 years or 3 years wrestling experience, not even college, like wrestling experience. So I think it takes time, you know, to develop, and some of them are frustrated because they want to win so bad, and you just gotta be patient, and you got to buy into the process and enjoy the process, and I think they see the value in that now, and they're going to be fine, you know, as long as they keep making adjustments and getting better. And I was really proud of all their effort, to be honest with you. So
a couple guys I'd like to mention as well: Malik Barr, 157 pounds, 3-2 with a pair of pins. In his last or second to last match, he had to it was an overtime match. He had to win, and it was so clear that conditioning was what carried him in that match. In the third period, when he tied it up and everything, I had no doubt whatsoever, watching the match, watching the two of them stand there, he's got his hands on his hips, he's ready to go, his opponent's chest is and I was like, oh, we're gonna win this one in overtime. And sure enough, that's what he did. And I saw that as well with some of your other wrestlers that were coming through that seemed like they looked stronger towards the end of the day. And that's gotta be a good thing for you as a coach.
Absolutely. I think we're nowhere near where we need to be yet, which is, you know, obviously, you know, still early in the year. But I was pretty pleased with the effort and just the guys going out and attacking and fighting and making it a war, and they did a great job. I mean, I think we pride ourselves on making sure we're in better shape and stronger than our opponent, and just not working them. So
you had a couple guys that racked up a couple wins. Tyler Michael, I saw he was 4-2 with a pair of pins. That's got to be good for him. Malik Barr, 3-2. You had somebed else.
CJ Crema did a great job, lost and around the place. You know what I mean, and Javion wrestled hard. You know, little hurt a little bit, but did a great job. Vic Allen, who continues to get better and better every week. Vic's a great example, and I think he kind of, you know, he really stands out. You know, all the freshmen have done a great job. Vic really stands out because he hasn't been wrestling that long at all. He's been at 2 college opens. He's placed in 2 college opens. I told him it took me, in my first 4 college opens, I placed once. So like, you know, and now a lot more experience than he has. So he's on the right track. You know, I think he's, you know, some of these guys get really hard on themselves, and it's okay to be hard on yourself, or it's okay to be critical of yourself. But you also got to be positive with yourself. So.
Especially when you're in weight classes and you talk about that murderer's row. You got guys who it's tough to break through right there, and they have to pay their dues and everything. Come back the next year, it's like, we're going to need you to be the man next year.
Absolutely. Yep. So we never look forward. We never look forward next year because things happen. You know what I mean? Like the lineup changes, and you know, and I think I don't think Jalen thought he was going to be the guy this year. Maybe he did, I don't know, but you know, things happen. And you become the man. It's like that, you can be ready to line up. You got to be ready to go, and I think our guys done a good job of that.
Yeah,
so.
well, it was a great tournament and everything. I had heard nothing but great things from people about that tournament, so I'm pretty pleased about that. Talk a little bit about where we're going next. I know we're off for a couple weeks, and then we head up to Maryland.
Yep, we head to Maryland. We're at the Maryland McDaniel Duals. We wrestle McDaniel, and then we wrestle Wilkes, which will be, you know, McDaniel's improved a lot. You know, Coach Meister's up there now, and
Logan Meister, your first All-American.
Absolutely, yep. He's up there. He's doing a great job. And then obviously Wilkes is always strong. They get a lot of PA kids, New Jersey kids, and they'll be a really good. They look really good this weekend, so they'll be a good team to compete against. And then then we take a little bit of break. We train a little bit longer. Then we have finals. And then the guys go home, then we get back, and then we're rolling, man, one thing after another. So.
And as a coach, you're just crossing your fingers that the Christmas and Thanksgiving holidays aren't too hard on them with their weights.
Yeah, our guys are pretty disciplined. They get it. You know, they have very high aspirations. So I think the guys will do a good job.
Good.
You know, real quick too. I guess in the mood of Thanksgiving, you know, I'm very thankful of VBR Sports for sponsoring the Southeast Duals.
Sure.
And you know, the U.S. Marine Corps and Captain Nick Gray. Just phenomenal sponsors. Of the
Great presentation they made yesterday.
Yeah, they're just awesome people, and they did a great job of really, I guess, adding entertainment to the event too. And we really appreciate their sponsorship as well.
I was leaving yesterday afternoon when it was all done. I saw they had the chin-up bar outside. They had a couple teams out there, and guys were challenging themselves and everything. So
my wife did a couple. She did. I was proud of her.
There you go. Well, it's funny because we were talking about wrestling, and the two boys jumped on the mat and started going at it, and she was coaching them along. And I was like, that's a coach's wife right there.
Amen. Yeah, no doubt.
Nate, what are you guys doing for Thanksgiving this year?
We were just going up to Roanoke, spend time with my wife's family, and Ohio is a long way away, and so to visit my family, but we'll probably get up there this summer, I'm sure, and see them, and hopefully they'll come down for nationals as well too.
Sure,
so.
Good. It'd be great to see the whole Yetzer clan down here.
I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.
Well, Nate, want to thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks, Gary.
Folks, that'll be a wrap on this issue of Ferrum Wrestling 411. Hope everybody has a wonderful Thanksgiving. Spend time with your family, eat a lot of turkey, and take some great naps. And thanks again for being here. I'm your host, Gary Holden, with head wrestling coach Nate Yetzer. Thanks so much for being with us. Happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you next time on Ferrum Wrestling 411.